Good morning, everyone. It's Karen Whooley. Welcome to the Morning Hook. I'm so excited to have you here today. If you're watching live, make sure you like this video. And if you're new to this event or this morning chat, please make sure you subscribe to my channel and click the bell so you know every time I go live or when I drop a video. I'm so excited to be here today. If you're watching after the fact, welcome also. I forgot to mention that. I apologize. But today I am going to be talking about my favorite stitch markers. Now, if you're in the chat, let me know what is your favorite stitch marker, what brand, if you have a specific color, if you like custom made ones, or things like the little Charm Co. who makes them out of little polymer clay things. But I'm a crocheter and I am very partial to having a stitch marker that is removable. I mean, obviously with crochet, you have to have something that's removable because if it's a solid ring, you really can't get it in there. A lot of people, I'm going to pull out these stitch markers that I don't use very much. These are just the plastic clover style safety pin type markers, and I use these when I need them. I don't use them very often because they do tend to snag my fabrics. So I don't use them very much unless I am in a pinch and need them. I also have used, this is a custom marker that I got, the little llamas or little alpacas. But they have these little lobster claws. It's hard to see on the screen. They have these little lobster claws. I'm okay with the lobster claws. I'm going to put it on my hair so that you can actually see it. I'm okay with these. I usually use these more when I'm knitting, only because that I can clip on socks to show, okay, I need 60 rows here. This was the row before row 1, so I know where I started so that I can go back and count if I miscount somewhere. But let me show you my favorite stitch markers. I have this little case from the company. It's Twice Sheared Sheep. If you've never heard of them, I have a link in the show notes or in the description below that actually tells you about, or actually brings you to the stitch markers that I like. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the screen here the stitch markers I like. And these are called Melody Clips. They just revamped them. They call them Melody because they look like little music notes. I'm going to pull up a different picture here and enlarge it so you can actually see what they look like. So if you look at them, they kind of look like music notes, which, if you know me, and we've talked about my love of music earlier, they kind of fit for me. But what I like about them is they're removable. There's no snag. They're soldered really well at where the loops are, so they don't snag anything. And then I'm going to show you over here this picture. You can see how they lock in onto a stitch, so you can count rows, or you can count stitches, or I put them into chains to every 10 or 25, depending on how long the chain is going to be, to make sure I'm counting my chains right when I use chains. But what I like about them is they're flexible enough that if the space between the two little loops gets too big and the notes fall out, you can squeeze them and they will allow you to tighten everything up again. So I don't know, I'm going to be switching screens here. Don't know who's here if you're chatting with me. So hang on a second here. I'm going to come back and just put me back on the screen here. I have them right now in silver. I have the whole little box of silver. There's not very many in there right now. They're in the top little part right here. Because I'm using them on a project. But I also like their cat clips, and I'm going to show you those in just a second. I also have cat clips. But this little box I want to talk about too, because this is on their website. You can buy these with all different little designs on the front. And then they also sell these little, like mine are kind of metallic-y blue little X's that separate your bins. And they do them for these small bins, and they have bigger bins, and they make them for all the sizes that they sell. And this is a way to have all my stitch markers that I use with me. And this is my favorite little tin. So I just wanted to share about that really quick. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the screen here really quick, and I'm going to take this big picture off. But what I wanted to show you is they also just released these probably about 6 months ago, maybe a little longer. I'm going to share this tab. They now have them in pastel rainbow, which I haven't ordered yet. I really want to. I just haven't done it yet. So they're all different colors. So when you've got those patterns that say you need to, have a different stitch marker for the beginning of round or something. So here you can see it really well, the colors that they have. And here's where it's clipped into fabric. I haven't tried them. I don't know how squishy they are yet, but I really like these hooks. Are these stitch markers. So that is the next thing. That's what I want to show you there. And then I want to show you, this is their page. I'm going to show this tab here. This is their page for removable stitch markers. And they have all sorts of them. And the Melody is kind of the favorite. So you can see right here where this little stitch mark, the little flower stitch markers are. If you look at the picture up close, they use the Melody markers, but they add a little bling to them. So that's their Melodies are kind of their specialties. Here's the number stitch markers. So you can mark the number of rows or the number of repeats with the numbers. Here's the new colored ones. They also have them in gold if you like gold. They have the increase decrease markers. If you're knitter, those are lobster claps, so ignore me on those. These are the ones I wanted to show you though. They have these Melody removable ring markers in different stones. So you can get like the amethyst or the jade colored ones, or the fairy lights, as she calls them. So there's all sorts of them. But then there's also, for you cat lovers out there, and I know Linda's out there watching, they have the cat clips in also the same colors. I'm just going to pull up the rainbows. I have these as well in silver. These are removable as well. But what I like about these is when I'm working on something that's small, like socks, I use these because if you turn it all the way so that the ears are down, you will get a locking mechanism. So if you put the stitch in between those ears, it'll lock the marker in place, and you won't lose the marker. So because this is a slip-on kind, sometimes you can lose the marker. It'll slip out, but those ears will lock them in. So that's why I like those. So those are pretty awesome stitch markers as well. And I have those in my little tin as well. So I just wanted to share these with you. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to go back to my video so I can see you guys. Good morning. I saw Carlene said she had to dash, but she loves the Twice Sheared Sheep. That's awesome. Thanks, Carlene. And Linda, good morning. Oh, I'm so sorry you lost your power, but I'm glad that you're here and you were able to make it. So anyway, anybody in the chat, I see there's a few people there in chat. Anybody have a brand or a special stitch marker that you would like to share with me here on the stream that is your favorite? Anybody that you like to use? I mean, if they're the plastic clovers, or if you use the other ones that I use a lot of when I'm in a pinch, and if I can find them here, are the light bulb shaped ones that you get. I don't know if you guys can see those. There you go. The light bulb shaped ones. These I use a lot too, because in socks they kind of help me because they're small and they're black, and they usually sit well against the fabric when I'm in a pinch and or I need something that's going to really contrast with my fabric. And I save these. Really, it's kind of funny. I don't know how many of you notice that you can get these on your clothing when you buy clothing at the store. A lot of times the tags are put on with these, and I just save them. I have a little bin in my bedroom that I just stick them in, and then I eventually take them out and bring them into my studio. But that's just something I do. So what kind of stitch markers do you use? Let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for today. I promise you guys that these videos are only going to be 10 to 30 minutes long, depending on the topic. This one's a short topic for me to chat about. But if you have something to say, which twice sheared sheep, Linda? The clover ones. Okay, the plastic clovers. But which twice sheared sheep? Which ones do you use? I love Twice Sheared Sheep. I mean, I am an affiliate. So the link that you see there, you'll notice I say affiliate link because I am an affiliate for them because I love the products so much. But the cats, I had a feeling, Linda, it was going to be the cats. I kind of knew that. Awesome. Yep. I love the cats too. It depends on the project that I'm doing. The melodies are my favorite because they're so squishy and adjustable. But I do use the cats a lot, especially when I'm making socks. So that's why they're both in the same little tin. And I need to order some of those colored ones because I really like those bright colors that they have. Anybody else out there who's watching that has a favorite stitch marker? I'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, I'm just going to mention that I have been recording all week. I've got 2 more videos to do for I'm doing some videos for the next week when I am not able to go live or in the mornings. So you're going to have some 5 pre-recorded videos next week. So I've been working on those. I'm going to record another one today and the last one tomorrow. I've been doing one a day because it takes a little bit for me to record them and then edit them down to upload them. So that's happening. I just saw Denise. I'm so glad you're here. You're not a fan of the Twice Sheared Sheep. That's fair. And you like the earring type of stitch markers. I do too. I have some of those as well. I just don't use them as much because for me, they're a little too heavy for the work that I do, but I do use them. So I'm glad to hear that you have a favorite out there. Linda says she has the melody ones as well. Yes, there's a ton of the TSS products that are out there. In fact, I have right now on my desk, I have their sock ruler from the summer or sock week 2023 sitting on my desk right now. This is one of those slot bracelet sock rulers that they sell. Love these too. If you have my book, Socks the Crochet Way, I have an affiliate link for these in there. Anybody else have any topics that are any stitch markers that they use that we haven't mentioned already? Anybody? Okay, so well, I have a lot going on this morning. I have back-to-back calls. I have a Zoom call at 8:15, and then I have if you're doing my Summer of Socks, make sure you log into the Summer of Socks and get the Google Meet video for today's help session, or if you just want to share your socks, I'll have my socks there too. That starts at 9 a.m. today, Pacific time. So make sure you check that out also if you are doing the summer socks. Otherwise, I'm going to sign off for now so I can get ready for my 8:15 meeting. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure on the topic. I have an idea. I'm not 100% sure. So I will see you there. See you tomorrow for sure. And have a great Thursday. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.